Well, I'm Acadia, and I live in Corvallis. I was at work, and one of our kids had strep throat, and I woke up one morning with a sore throat. So, without medical insurance, I can't go to the doctors. I have to go into the emergency room because I didn't want to pass on strep throat to my fellow workers or any of the kids. There was a lump on my throat, and a month before that I went into a specialist to have it drained, and it's been there for about 2 years, so it's been periodically that I've had it drained. It's not been tested very often, but the emergency room doctor came in and he said, I'm not really concerned about the strep throat. What I am concerned about is that you have a lump on your throat, and I think it's cancer. He called in the specialist that had drained my throat before then, and he was concerned too. So they fought pretty hard to get me a surgery date. He offered to do his services for cheaper than what it would be, but it was still going to cost me $500 to go in to surgery, and he would not do the surgery without at least half of that. I work with kids, and I work for the city, and I stay underneath the time where they have to pay for benefits, but I love what I do, and so I've never really considered the fact that I need medical benefits because I'm pretty young. My friends all chipped in to pay the $250 so that the doctor would actually do my surgery. He only took half of my thyroid out because he was pretty positive it wasn't going to become cancerous. They had it tested and it was cancerous, so we had to go back in for surgery again. So it was interesting to me because I'm really blessed, and I say this to everybody. I have really good friends, and they took care of me. They helped pay my rent because I couldn't work anymore. I didn't have any money saved up because of what I do for a living. You get bare minimum getting by, and after that there was another doctor that he needed to write the prescription for my treatments for the cancer, and he wouldn't see me unless I gave him $83, and I didn't have $83 because by then that's 2 surgeries later, that's almost 3 months of not working. I begged them to see me. They said that it's policy that they don't see people unless the money's up front. My friend, of course, chipped in, and he paid for the $83 so that I could get my treatment. Without that treatment, I would be dead. And so I always find it interesting that 2 doctors, one, my first price tag was $250 for my life, and 2 was $83. So my life worth was going down. So one of the drawbacks of having cancer and not having medical insurance and not being able to work because I've been sick for 6 months is that I can't pay my bills. So with the medical bills stacking up, they're at least $50,000. I have to file bankruptcy. And for me, that is really hard because I want to be a responsible person. I believe if you make a bill, you pay the bill. And that's not going to happen on this. And I have to let go of that feeling. And it doesn't make you feel very good about yourself when you have to say, I'm sorry, guys. I really would love to pay you, but I don't even make that much in a lifetime, you know? And I just wait. I'm waiting for things to get better. I'm very blessed, but I'm also I get really sad because I look at my life before cancer and before this all began, and I see that I don't have as much stuff, and not that stuff matters, but when you have to sell your cars to to pay your rent so that you don't become homeless while you're sick, because your landlord doesn't care if you have cancer or not. They don't. They just want to make their rent. That's hard. When you have to sell little things that people gave you that mean a lot, but you know that they would understand that you have to sell it to make sure that you keep your house. You have to do things that aren't appropriate, in the aspect that you push your phone bill as much as you can push it so that they don't shut it off, because if it shuts off, you can't get called to work. So I was treated different for not having insurance. My doctor wouldn't explain things to me. They didn't want to. With thyroid cancer, it goes into your lungs. That's the first place they're supposed to do x-rays and stuff. They didn't do that with me. They treated me as minimal as possible until I got to the cancer center. And then one of the doctors came in and sat there with me for an hour and explained everything. This was after 2 surgeries, though. So 2 surgeries, all they're saying is, listen, you're being a hypochondriac. Yeah, you might feel a little bit different, but we got to just go in, minimal effort. We just want to get you all cut up, and we're not going to explain this stuff to you. We're just not. I remember the day that that woman sat there for an hour, and she just started helping me with the fear. Because when you have cancer, everything is scary. You don't know how long you're going to live. You evaluate your life differently. You know, when you're 33 years old, you're thinking, I got 60 more years on me. There's lots of things that I want to do. But really, it's those times when you go, I've never tried fondue. I need to go out and buy fondue right now. You know, and my friends took care of that. Or, I haven't been to Disneyland yet. Wait, I'm not ready. I didn't know that life was really this short. I think about the kids that I've worked with. And I've worked with autism children. I've worked with cerebral palsy kids that have no speech. All they can do is blink at you. I've worked with kids that have severe retardation. I've worked with all different ranges, behavioral issues, just everything. And I think, wow, I teach these kids how to write. I teach them how to speak. I teach them how to read. I teach them how to do behavior modification. I spend more time off the clock with these children than I'm supposed to, because it's important to me. I get paid 4 hours a day, and I work 7 to make sure that these kids are really getting a chance at life. And I think that's really frustrating when it comes back down to my life became $83. Yet, what I do, I think, is important. I don't see a lot of people wanting to do that. People always say, wow, it takes a special person to do what you do. And I'm thinking, not special enough. $83. I think that was a real stinger. At least when I was worth $250, you know, it was better.
Yeah.
It wasn't much better, but when you look at the $250 and $83, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
It's an outrage.
And really, what about people that aren't as lucky as me? So I'm going to fix it. By the time that I am, and who knows, I mean, I'm scared to death. Because I still don't have medical insurance. I'm still running around sick. I'm filing for the bankruptcy. What's going to happen? When I have a high chance now that I will have cancer again. The treatment that they give me, in 15 years, 70% of people get leukemia. What am I going to do in 15 years? I'm sure that I'm still going to be doing what I do, so I'm sure that I'm still not going to have the medical benefits. In 15 years, I figure we're going to fix this. If I have to die in 15 years, let's get it done so that the next person is more important than $83. That's the way I feel about it.